NaNiwa. So these games are literally 1 hour older. So.
Yes, sir. Kev, these guys met at the Intel Extreme Masters in Kiev. We've kind of hit on it a little bit previously. That was a tournament that a lot of people said was NaNiwa's tournament to win. The final we all expected was NaNiwa versus MMA. Everybody was very hyped for it. But Zenio kind of gunked up the works a little bit. NaNiwa ran into him and just didn't seem to have an answer for his incredibly unorthodox play.
NaNiwa back then was certainly known already for his PvP, and his PvT was fantastic as well. And despite beating Nasty a couple of times in those days, his PvT I feel wasn't really up to par with the other two matchups. And I think since then it's only became worse. But he's working hard on it. He's trying to get in a good mindset again, and I think slowly but steady things are going more his way again. So I don't know, Ben. I don't think, of course, we don't really have to hold on to results that happened back then in January, but I'm sure that it's a match that NaNiwa wants to win extra badly.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Kev. Of course. Now we've kind of been talking about it a little bit. Zenio plays strange. He doesn't typically do the norm, and he's known to kind of throw in some Hydralisk style stuff, and it can be really, really tricky to deal with, certainly in this new meta, I say new meta, of Immortal-centric play. Do you think that we might see some Hydras in this series?
I don't think so, personally. I don't think we're going to see Hydras, because I don't think that NaNiwa is a real two-base Immortal War Prism all-in play. I don't think that this is something that NaNiwa's ever been very confident with. He rather plays different. He's not afraid to go for the long games. He just has to get there in a comfortable way without being too far behind. Small side story, Ben. Just a couple of days ago I was watching Le Tot play, of course our lovely French Protoss, and he actually had an insane game against Zenio on Heart of the Swarm. It was a 55-minute game with Tempest, Vipers, Oracles and stuff. So Zenio has definitely been playing some Heart of the Swarm. And it was actually one of the only 2 games that Todd has lost so far this season. He's like 16-2. And Zenio looked great in that game, Ben. So I wonder how much Heart of the Swarm he's playing and how much Wings of Liberty. I don't think NaNiwa is playing any Heart of the Swarm. He maybe played a few games, but as far as I know, he's playing mostly Wings of Liberty.
Yep, of course, he's got a lot to practice for and to keep up with. He's certainly a very driven, motivated player who expects results, and I'm sure that he's pretty prepared for this match against Zenio today.
I'm sure he is. He's scouting. Did not see a third hatchery yet for Zenio in the main base from NaNiwa. We see him taking both his simulators. I'm curious to see, man, what we're going to see out of our Swedish Zerg. If he's going to be Stargate player, or if he's going to go with a little bit of gate aggression. NaNiwa, a little while ago, in a series against Dongregul, was not afraid to mix it up and go after one gate expand. A little bit like how Sazi used to play for quite a while as well, but I think we're going to see more of a standard NaNiwa, as we also saw the Forge fast expand, or the Nexus first into Forge.
Yeah, I'm pretty eager to see how this unfolds from Zenio's side as well. This looks incredibly standard, just fast 3 base, no gases at the moment. Nani also just going through the motions, pretty normal looking game here on Muspelheim. A map that these guys have both probably practiced on a decent amount, given that they've been playing in Korea so much.
NaNiwa was in Europe for a little while, but after I believe the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge Gamescom, he went back to Korea and he's been there ever since.
He's one of those guys that feels very strongly that if you want to be the best, you have to be in Korea.
It worked for him pretty damn well in the past, though, man. I'm gonna give him to that. Lately, of course, NaNiwa not having the same success as he once had, but I do feel, man, that's just a matter of time. NaNiwa was an extremely talented player, and more than anything, he's very hard-working. He's not someone who goes easy on himself. Back in the days when he won that MLG, often, if it was 5, 6 a.m., there was only one guy playing on my friend list, and it was NaNiwa playing against the Americans who were still awake. It's kind of funny, so he is a hard-working guy, and I do think it's just a matter of time before we're going to see him. I wouldn't even call it, some people call it a slump. I hate the word slump. I don't think it's a nice word, man. For former foreign champions like Hawk and NaNiwa, or Idra, I don't like to call them.
It does get thrown around an awful lot. You have guys like, Idra's probably the one that gets it the most. Won 2 championships in 2012?
Yep.
No, 2011.
2011, yes.
And there are still people out there who would call that a bad year for Idra, which I think is a little bit unfair.
Yeah, how many championships can you win, Ben? As you see the layer going down, Roach One being morphed in so far, and no aggression from either side. Zenio is starting to scout Ben, and he does scout the 3 additional gates, but NaNiwa's playing is really quite economic, as we can see. He's on 46 probes, chrono boosting probes out a lot. I don't think he really wants to get aggressive with these 4 gates. Maybe a little bit fake aggression, just move out, force a few units, but I don't think it's going to be anything he would ever commit to. It's even going to be the opposite. He's going to go for a quick expand. It's going to seem kind of hard to defend on this map, man.
Yeah, Zenio's getting his layer, making a couple of roaches. He's also going up to 4 gas.
If he goes NASL roach ban, I think it's going to be such a hard map to deal with this. The Twilight Council is being wiped in for NaNiwa now as well. Of course, that's the important.
And Zenio knows exactly what Nani's up to. He has seen that expansion.
If Zenio right now Ben makes one more round of drones and then just maxes out on roaches, do you think that NaNiwa can hold that?
I think yes, it's possible, certainly. But I also think it's very, very hard.
It seems so hard on this map.
What I think is really cool is I've been discussing, or maybe I should just say hearing murmurs of Zerg players maxing out, not Stefano fast, not in 11 minutes, but maxing out on Roach in 12 minutes with drop.
Oh God.
Imagine defending that on this map.
I don't want to think about it.
That might be impossible. Now, of course, that's not what we're going to be seeing out of Zenio here. He's gone up to Infestor already. He's making Zerglings. He's getting Roach speed. He's actually investing so much gas. He's built double Evo chamber. And I don't know that he can really spend all that gas right now. So, to me, that at least says that we're not going to see hyper-aggression out of him right away. Of course, as I say that, he does push out with a couple of Roaches and Lings.
Making more Overlords now as well. He has a healthy amount of drones, Ben. It's 69. I like 69.
It's a good number. It about saturates those 3 bases. I think 72 drones would be perfect saturation across 3 bases.
69 is a cool number, Ben.
Yes, it is.
So we see a couple of sentries and stalkers moving out right now. Still just +1 for NaNiwa. 37 against 43 army supply. We do see Overlord speed being researched, Ben, but the drop is not being researched yet. This is kind of the NaNiwa that we know. We know that he likes to go heavy. 1 cannon is not going to be enough. I would love to see NaNiwa just leave 1 sentry as well. 1 sentry with 200 energy can really cover this ramp for quite a while.
But NaNiwa's army is not far off and does manage to actually trap a couple of Roaches here. Not even going to bother with the force field. Doesn't lose anything. So nicely done there by NaNiwa. Picks up a couple of units for free. Small mistake by Zenio. Nani does catch this expansion down in the bottom left. He has pylons in good positions and can easily warp in some zealots. Probably going to force a cancel here.
He will force a cancel on this hatchery, but I'm a little bit worried about this fight. Okay, he's going to go for the big warping, so he has stalkers here as well, and reinforcing units coming in time for NaNiwa as well. This is all looking pretty good, but 7 infestors are on the way.
And then, of course, these infestors, the absolute game changers. Big fungals can mean GG, bad fungals can mean GG the other way.
Of course, there is no Mothership Corp and there's no Rico in this game, so NaNiwa's really quite committed to this. He does have a lot of sentries.
All or nothing right now. Zenio really wants to wait until he has those infestors, has those extra roaches out. Nani right now.
He's going to split up his army real good, and he's going to have to drop really good force fields.
I think Zenio is going to lose both of these hatcheries. Oh, great force fields there by NaNiwa. Just says, nope, you're not going to come mess with me.
He needs more of those though, man. Fungals are going down, so NaNiwa's sort of committed now already.
Decent fungals. Oh, and a little crack in the force field does allow a few more units to slip through. Zenio
is going to fall. He has some more energy. Force fields going down, NaNiwa. Yes, he does get the force fields. Wow, that was really good play by NaNiwa.
Very, very nicely done. Picks off the hatch and still manages to slip out of there with most of those units, which means NaNiwa can fall back to his 3-base economy, and Zenio has no such luck.
Look at the units lost resource step. He's going to have to drop some more force, but he does have the observers. Oh, those 4 zealots, man.
Whoa. Bring me back as an aborto!
No, man. Bring me back as a Mothership Core so I can sit in the base all the time.
Like you were saying, Kev, Nani's been so cost-effective this game. He's just been trading incredibly well, nearly doubling his opponent in terms of efficiency.
Yeah, before he lost those zealots, he was, literally. So great play by NaNiwa, but he still did not win this game yet, Ben, as Lay Attack is halfway done. And we all know what Broodlord Infestors can do. And the good thing about Zenio, Ben, or good thing for Zenio was in that last fight, which of course did not go well for him, because NaNiwa made really, really good force fields and excellent positioning, is that he kept his infestors alive, which is so important.
Yeah, Zealot's forcing another cancel in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, continuing to be annoying. Zenio's going to try to deal with it with just Zerglings. He will surround these Zealots, and he will eventually kill these Zealots.
But at least he forced another cancel on his base.
Yeah, forced another cancel, killed another pretty substantial handful of Zerglings. He's going to lose these 2 pylons, and that's going to supply block him at least for the time being.
NaNiwa has to be a little bit careful though, man, with warping in all those Zealots. I mean, obviously he's doing a good job. Oh, this one Stalker is blocking the enters. He does have Blink. But on 3 bases, I always think you kind of have to slow down every now and then, Ben, with warping in so many Zealots, because after all, it does cost quite a bit of money.
That's
oh,
true.
the Infestors are so exposed right now, Ben.
Oh, NaNiwa is going to blink right on top of them, and Zenio with a big mistake.
He lands good fungus, but he doesn't have any additional units, so he's probably going to lose.
There's just no support units there. Stalker's going to continue to blink forward, and Zenio, that is a critical loss, Kevin. I don't know if that's one he can bounce back from. He's not got a whole lot of gas, and no, he's not even going to try. GG gets called, and NaNiwa taking game number 1.
Zenio being so far out of position, man. Why would he be there?
It just looked sloppy, Kev. It didn't really sort of come together for him. Also surprised me to see Zenio play so very standard. It's just not what I know him for, and it didn't seem to really work out. So I really do hope we see him spice it up a little bit.
I agree with you partly, but I also really think that we should just rather look on the bright side of things instead of focusing on the negative, because I think that NaNiwa played really good that game.
So good.
Like that attack, he executed pretty much everything perfectly. Did not spam the force fields randomly. Like if I would go in there, the first thing I would do is like, oh, force fields, I have to protect my units. He was so patient. He waited, and then he made that wall of force fields. He did not immediately right-click on the hatchery, so all the units would clump up and then take out that hatch, but then maybe you get fungal, then everything gets trapped. He only used a small portion of his army to focus down that hatch, renewed the force fields again. I think that was a beautiful attack.
I think NaNiwa played some great StarCraft, Kev, and I'm excited to see him play some more great StarCraft. That last game brought to you guys by Epson Projectors. You can check out their full line of bright projectors with brilliant image quality over at epson.com/projectors. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with NaNiwa Zenio game number 2. It's going to happen on Daybreak. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.